Hi, I'm Chris. This is Miller Plays. We're doing the Pentagon challenge and we've done Africa, and this is how we've done it. So we start from the beginning, and the very beginning of the challenge is you have no coaching badges. You're a Sunday footballer. You have no anything. So then we went job hunting, and with that we went wherever we could, and it looked like Africa was our best chance. So we do see that down the bottom here, there's a number of jobs that are available that are internationals. Part of the rules is you can't be an international manager. So although they're there, and as we hit apply all, and instantly we get a number of offers, and you can see here that we've gone for a number of clubs, including Avion here, and in the actual original recording, I get very excited for the next one. We're just going through the bits and pieces with Avion, and here it is, Milford. Oh, at this point, it's like, yes, this is the one I want. This is the job I really fancy, and we have a few more clicks here. We see another team in South Africa and another team in Cameroon. So without further ado, come on man, hurry up. Without further ado, we're now going to go through and do a job interview. So here we go. We're going to go with Avion first. We do want the Milford job, but we're going to click through and take us through the process of going through bits and pieces here. And as you can see, you're up for a few jobs. And it says, I admit it doesn't look good. And I've basically said, I'll pull out of all the other job applications and just concentrate on this one. So I'm all for you, Mr. Avion. Here we go, Ibrahim Brusella. We continue going through there. They haven't got much expectation. Avoid relegation from the top league. And it's like, yeah, okay. Don't mind any of this. And it hasn't dawned on me yet in game that I have actually clicked to say I've withdrawn from all the other applications I put in, which was 50 odd jobs. We did get one proposal from Congo to take them over, and here it is, the realization. I've made a boo-boo. I wanted the Milford job. I've applied for the Avion. I've had an interview with Avion. What can happen now? Avion offer us a job. You know what? When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So what more can we do? They have a 30,000 capacity stadium and 94 season ticket holders, so there's bound to be money rolling around this place. And as you can see there, they're going to give me a wage budget, a weekly wage of £325, and I have a wage budget for the players of 1.1 thousand. So what should we do? If you got that, you just ask for more money, $350. They said yes, 10-month contract, signed, stamped, sealed, and here's the news. Avion FC have today confirmed the appointment of Chris Scott as the club's new manager. Blah-de-blah-de-blah. I've run through the rest of all this fun and excitement, and the Pentagon challenge is up, and avoid relegation from the Elite One. All the inductions, yeah, we don't care about that. And this is where we start signing some players. These are 3 key players, and as you can see, our first game, Fombutu scores, and we get away with a decent start. 3 wins, 2 defeats, and as you can see now, we've changed the formation, and we have gone through and got into the playoffs. And here we can see, after 5 games in those said playoffs, we've won 5, and we are top. And in our very first season, we have won the Elite One Cameroonian League. We did lose to Coton Sport in the last game, so we weren't perfect in the playoffs. But here we go. We lift the trophy, The first of many, I hope. But here we go. Players lift the trophy. It's a beautiful, almost cloudless day here in the Cameroon. And our first trophy. And this win has actually brought us entry into the African Champions League. How easy is that going to be? And there's my defeat to Coton Sport to finish it off. And there we go. We have back-to-back games in the Champions League. And what a start. Look at this. Henga gets us underway. And we double our lead. 2-0 away from home. But what's this? At home. There we go. Kokolome puts us 3-0 up on it. Oh, 1-1 on the night. 3-1 now. And 88 minutes gone. I'd actually made a number of changes. Oh no, and Esmo scored. It's now 3-2. We're still in the tie. 90th minute. 5 minutes of added on time. What can possibly go wrong here? I'd made a number of subs because we're 3-0 up on the leg. Oh, look at that. 3-3. How? What? Away goals rules? So we go again. Here's Coton Sport. He says, bam, bam. We are sinking without trace. Bam again. 3-0 down. We just can't beat Coton Sport. This was the semi-final of the Cup. We come back to 3-2. And it's time to jump ship. Black Leopards made the application. And here we go. We have now moved to South Africa. Having spent a season and a half in Cameroon, we've jumped ship. Our first game. And what happens? The Swallows score. Didn't start well. We lost that. And we did turn things around slowly but surely, but did get some thumpings there. Look, Sekakun and Cape Town Spurs both beating us. And come the end of the season, we didn't have a great run. We finished 5th. So we did know we had a big rebuild in the summer, winter, whatever it is. And that we did. We then started bringing in some players. And with all our players in, we were 16-1, 8 seeds by the bookies. And this is how we started the season. A new formation, the 4-2-4. We had Saeed and Busa up top. Chambala crosses, and there's Saeed. And we just hit the ground running. We did have the one draw there. After 8 games, we are a long way clear at the top. We did drop a few games here, lost in the Cups. But after 20 games, look, 7 points clear. And we just kept on winning. What a fine goal from Riaz Nel that was. Pumps it into the top corner. And just to make things a little bit better, Riaz now, bam! His 11th of the season. 2 stunning strikes in this one game. And what can we say? That can only mean one thing. The end of the game is nigh, and we've now won in South Africa as well. Promotion from the National First Division in with the big boys, the Black Leopards. A promotion, another cup, our second trophy left. And here we go. Another beautiful day, this time in South Africa. Look at the empty stadium. The fans loving us. And there we go, the confetti. We did then go on a bit of a free transfer hunt. We brought in a number of players. We had to improve. And I think that was my contract. I probably did sign another one. Here we go. Come on then. Come on, man. Show us some. Okay, you're not. There we are, down in 14th place. And we started the season with a new formation, like the asymmetric 4-1-4-1 formation. But we've brought in a number of players. Shongwei there was one of the best players that we did bring in. He came in on loan. And we do see some future stars in this team. And Magalhaen is the man who scored our first goal. We beat Orlando Pirates 2-1. We also beat them 7-5 there, look. Not sure how that happened. And there we go, after 20 games, we were sitting pretty, third in the league. And all of a sudden, job offers came in, Cape Town City. Sundowns. That's the job I really, really wanted, and they turned me down. Cape Town City turned me down. I realised at this point I was on an absolute high. And then Orlando Pirates say, do you want a job interview? I said, yeah, sure. So we went there. We answered a few questions. They then said, here, do you want to change your backroom staff? They approached. The board wanted to offer me a new contract to stop me being poached. But I went to the Buccaneers, the Orlando Pirates, and we are now a serious club in a serious league in the African nation. And how about that? Our first goal with the Pirates, Jockey scores there. We win, he says confidently, I can't remember, 2-0, and finish sixth. Well, we're sixth there after 30 games. We've got a bit of budget, and then we start spending. Nathan April, Sifo Moses, and Ryan Mayo, three key players, and already there we are second, 10-3 with the bookies. We then bring in two more players, Mazisi and Koza. We have then gone 12-5, odds-on favourite for the league, and Gilberto here scores our first goal of the season. And we basically then went on a run. We don't mind admitting it, we were pretty decent. We did. Tabo Kosa here did score against us. Stellenbosch, we win 3-1. We did lose to the Kaiser Chiefs. But after that, we did bring in a masterstroke, and Mohamed Maya from Zamalek signs a left winger, a superstar left winger, and that really changed us. We just went win, 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 occasional defeat like losing to the Black Cats. But after 16 games, well clear at the top, and as you can see there, Tabo Kusa, who scored against us in that first game, comes in, scores in his debut, and what a signing he turned out to be. Joel Gamidi scores there, the goal against the Black Leopards, my former club, help earn us the South American Premiership Trophy. And with that, means only one thing, Champions League qualification. We are getting close to our goal. Here we go. The trophy lift. The little fella, Mazizi, holds it up, and here we see some key signings coming in. Simovic, Quinder. We have 4-7 odds on favourite. We've got some superstars in there, and we draw Rayon Sports. We're in the preliminary round of the Champions League. We have a number of decent players. They're young, they're fresh, they're hungry, and we also have 7 players out on South African duty. So we are by no means at full strength here. And just as well, really, because after 89 minutes, we're 8-0 up. Marimba makes it 9, and Rayon were blasted out 9-1, 5-1, and we followed that up in the next round, and we just carried on scoring. We had back-to-back 5-1 wins, and then a 5-1 win here as well, which made us into the Champions League group stages in Group C, and things. Let's Tabo Koza, his 10th goal there. He has a few more by the end of the season. And, that was the Super 8 Cup. Yes, we get a few trophies here at Orlando Pirates. I don't think we're going to include them all here, but we did have a run of, I think it was 3 weeks, 3 trophies. But here we go, another trophy lift. This was our first cup win So we had to celebrate it. The Super 8, it wasn't much of a trophy. Only 8 teams, the top 8 teams from the previous season. But we beat them. And there we have it, the Super 8 trophy. As you can see there, we were quite good. We scored lots of goals. Koza, bam, that's his 29th of the season. Buthelezi, bam, his 5th. The big boy Buthelezi, and after 6 group games, we've won all 6. We're through, and we've been drawn against our local rivals, the Kaiser Chiefs, before we face off against the Egyptians, I believe it was. But domestically, we're going to win the title again, and we can see here a comfortable 2-0 win in the Champions League quarter-final first leg. I say comfortable because this then happened, which really changed our plans. A great strike, and it's 1-2, and all of a sudden, but no. Oh, sorry, I'm talking rubbish. Look, this was the South African Premiership. We won 3-1. That was the league title. We are now through into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Or was this a semi? Whatever it was, we then faced off in the Champions League against Zamalek. A decision has been awarded in the first leg, early on in the second minute. We get a penalty. Thibaut Koza smacks it against the post. Maya then crosses. Mazizi does score. We're 1-0 up. And then Koza does get his 50th goal of the season there. Koza then gets his 51st goal of the season, 3-0 up. Oh no, that was disallowed. Oh, I'm sorry. He did get his 51st goal at some point. There's the Dahlia, our big winger, 6'4", right wing. But Zamalek, they come back. It's now 3-1 on aggregate. It's 3-2. It's getting nervy. It's getting very, very nervy. This is the final. We want to win. It was disallowed, so it's only 3-1 again. Zamalek coming forward yet again. They shoot, they score. It is 3-2 now. 2-0 on the night, and it's like panic stations. Fortunately, we settled down, and we hit them on the break. There's Makuba getting a goal back. It's 2-1. It finished 2-2 on the night. 4-2. The African Champions League. We have won it. And here we go. Another trophy. Mazizi there. He's 5'4". When he's stood next to one of the big boys like Buthelezi or Thadalia, are both 6'4", it is a noticeable size difference. But here he goes. The most important trophy we've won so far. And it's the African Champions League. Part 1 of the Pentagon has been achieved. And there we go. What more can we do? So there we have it. That is how we won the African Champions League. We were with the Orlando Pirates. We'd won an awful lot of trophies. We won the league back-to-back. We've won several of the cups. And there we saw the African Champions League. And we then had to make the decision where to go next. We have seen our African adventure. We won the Champions League with Orlando Pirates. We're now going to pick up the story as we head to Asia. So the season review, and we won everything. But most importantly, we won this particular trophy, which means our African adventure is effectively over. All we need to do now is find a new job. I say us. All I care about now is the job centre. What can we see? Chiba in the J League is the only job available. But other jobs were available. Kashima, we applied. Didn't look too bad. It was applied for, but we then had the bad news. We didn't get that job. Okay, so it's business as usual. We've played 3-1-3-2 in the league, one in the Super 8 quarters, and won all three. So yeah, all good. But the reason we're really back is because Osaka of Japan have come in for, well, we've applied for the job. They're offering us an interview. It's the first interview we've had. I've applied for 4 or 5 jobs. Cruz Azul was the latest one that just said, no, you didn't make the shortlist, mate. Others haven't even said that, I don't think. But this is it. Oh, we can't see the job advert anymore. They haven't got a great deal of money. They're spending a lot on one player, Ashore, who would apparently be a quality signing, but he's 32 years old, so he's not my kind of quality signing. So, yeah, we'll see what comes of it. So, Osaka currently are sitting 9th, so they've dropped down a couple of places. There's still a way to go in the season, so it's still a chance they can really push on. Kamisha is the first job I went for, and look at them now. They're up in 8th. Right, let's get this interview attended. Welcome, Chris. We're glad you've come along to discuss. This is from Koji Setu. Glad you've given me the chance. Can you ease our concerns that you've never previously managed in this country? The fact that I have experience in various other countries should hopefully make up for the fact that I'm yet to work here. Yeah, that'll do. Why have you failed to accept or provide for a number of jobs while employed by another team? So I feel acceptable when you consider how long. It was my choice to stand by my decisions. On each occasion, I wasn't enjoying myself. I wanted a fresh start. There might have been times when I would just lie to them. You've previously been embroidered in media controversies. Yes, that's something I've learned from. How do you feel the potentially replacing the manager is very much liked by supporters? My record speaks for itself. I'm proud to say I've always had strong relations. Yeah, that's me. It's probably fair to say we're overachieving right now, so you can come in and keep the good times going. I've made a career out of pushing players beyond all expectations. Yeah, whatever. I'm happy to take charge immediately. I want to. Who's our man here? He's half decent. We're happy to work with him. What sort of budget you need? I require a small budget. Yeah, we'll just say that. What do they want? Sign players under 23. Yeah, happy to do that. Work within wage budget. Spend the original transfer budget and grow the clubs. Yeah, I can accept that. If I would expect you to finish in a mid-table position. Do we see we challenge? Yeah, we'll go top half. If that is the actual budget, 40 million quid, I should go back a stage and say, hang on, we're winning the Champions League. Yeah, wage budget, 175,000. Yeah, we'll be happy. Is there anything you'd like to... no requests. So the media say, I'm going to take over, which is good news. And then, even better news, we get there. You can change your backroom staff. You don't have to worry. So currently, I am studying for the Continental B. Hopefully that remains. My contract is for 2,800 a week. And I think that's it. So, 41 million. Here we have it then. It is time. We are moving, and we have moved. We are now in Japan, in Asia. It's our second stop in this Pentagon challenge. Time to win the Asia Champions League. So, okay, so just looking at the J-League rules, there's 4 places available for the Champions League. So we need to finish in the top 4. Ideally, we would want to be in the top 3, really. Otherwise, you're in a playoff. Wow, what a transfer window. 12 hours, and we've gone out and we've done a lot of business. So first of all, we brought in a big centre-back, 6'3" Abdullahi Faye. He came in from Hakan in Sweden. Nearly £500,000. So something to bolster up the back four. After that, we then went over to the old Buccaneers and raided them. We brought in my star boy, Lavoie Kawinda. So he's come in as a left winger. We've signed him for £650,000. One of the better players. We followed that up with a new striker. We got in Buthelezi. I signed him as one of my first signings for the Pirates, and now I've just signed him again. So we set up in a 4-2-4 formation that best suits the players we've got. Is it Yanami? Ashore scores the first goal of my Gamba Osaka. A little bit screwed. Quinda now, down the left, attacking, pulls the ball in. Yamini pulls it back to Ashore. He gets. Unfortunately, we have to resort to this. We're playing ourselves into trouble not having a striker here. No, we're not. So we're up to 5th with 2 games to go, and we're facing our City rivals. And there's Faye's 5th of the season. That win was enough to secure us 4th place, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. So we started bringing in players. Souza, Yoshida, one of the best players I've purchased. Sano, another striker. The balance is huge. The budget was huge. We then brought in Transco, Kolke, and we were bookies' 5th favourites at 12-1. We then boosted our goalkeeper and a right back. So that pushed the bookies reckoning for us to be 3rd. But we're playing Trancoso as a libero, and you can see he's already joined in with the attack. And Mutaguchi, decent debut as well, 2 assists. And Kuwamoto, our stacked 4-2-4 formation was just too much for Awara as we beat them 5-1. But we now have the bad news. Why are we miserable? Looking at last year, we finished 4th. 4th would have been great. 4 is for the Champions League. You look at the rules. Champions League, Elite Group, 1, 2, 3, 4. The only thing that can let you down is the the JFA Emperor's Cup. So if we look at the Emperor's Cup last year, perhaps hard to do JFA Emperor's Cup. We want to go stages. Last season, final played out between Fukuoka and Yokohama FM. Marvellous. There they are, both finished 1st and 3rd. Fab! Everything was going according to plan, and then I see here competitions. FC Champions League 2? What? Teams? Oh look, the 4th place team in Japan. We're in Champions League 2. Why are we there? You may ask. Because if we look here, ACLE, so 4 teams in the Champions League. But the one thing we didn't think of, who are the holders? Leading Kobe. Kobe won it, Kobe are through. So the baby groups were announced. We were in Group F. There's a North Korean there. But in the league, up to 28 games, we were well clear. Book ended, 2 hat-tricks. Oh, no, he hasn't, because Abdullahi Faye's made it 10. But there we go. Gamba Osaka with our first bit of silverware. Under my tutelage, anyway. Buthelezi shakes hands with the officials. The big South African striker receives the trophy. The official leaves the stage, and there's the trophy lift. Itchy Nose scores again dramatically, so Itchy Nose has come in second half as an attacking midfielder, and here we go. Boothalazy was captain for the day. He shakes hands with another official. Twice in a week. The J-League Cup this time. League situation is we are 1 point clear with 4 to play. And Big Booth is likely... Was Boothalazy captain again? It certainly looks that way. Yeah, Koike is captain and he's suspended for today. So that's the league title wrapped up. That's Champions League for next season. With the J-League being a summer league, we're halfway through the Baby Champions League, and having won everything, we were then offered the Yokohama F Mariners job interview. They liked us, so they offered us a job. We said no, but went on a buying spree of bringing in Bolde, Hurtado, Montano. We were the favourites with the first and third best players in the league, and the league season started well. We also played Silagon in the Champions League, got through there, and now facing Western Sydney Wanderers. No, Nakayama. And we're going to have to do our transfer business early. It's going to be offside, isn't it? Niang, who finds Kazmaki. Ball over the top to Yoshida. Yoshida controls and straight in. He finds Yoshida central, and Yoshida for the third time today has put the ball in the back of the back. He does to Quinda. Yoshida offside. No, they're happy with it. In off the upright finds Harura, who's dispossessed into the path of Quinda. Quinda takes his time, finds Kazmaki. On this occasion, I was 5 goals clear for making the subs that weakened the team. Oh, back to Lee Young, to Ferrura. What's he going to do? Down the line? No, he's going back to Lee Young and Mihailo Lescu. Yoshida! He scored. Are you going to find a reason to disallow? Oh, Yoshi. And I've just taken him off. And Yoshida turned up. When you've got a guy like Yoshida, anything can happen, look. So this should be Koike's cup to raise. Boothalazy was on the bench. Didn't get anywhere near it. Look at me in my fabulous Japan outfit. With us celebrating the Baby Champions League, we get the news that Yokohama had won the Champions League Elite, and that put a sour taste in our mouths. We were then on in the league phase of the East in the Champions League Elite. He steals it. He's in. He shoots and scores. We have a fine start to the season. We're on fire. Great. We then number 6 come up against Western Sydney Wanderers. Shoot, score. 4 defensive midfielders. Oh, but 2 of them are wing back. No, they're defensive. That win puts us top after 5 games. Rida Roda into the box. Mihailo Lescu is and we keep racking up the wins. We've retained all our trophies from the previous season. Our finances are going really well. And we start bringing in some extra players. Salazar and Hayano here. Little upgrades to the squad, along with Mosquera, a stunning 6'1" centre-back. We are again favourites to win the league. And we start really well. But now it's time for the Champions League quarter-final. Bag 4. Do we have to shoot? I think they got somebody standing in front of it. Oh, Nakashio. He's Salazar! He's going to be offside. Salazar adds the second. He gets the chance again. What can he do? He's through to Baruch. Baruch! And a fine finish. 3-0. Get in there. The semi-final. So, like London buses, we've been waiting around for ages for a Champions League game, and now we've got 2 come along at once. So, Vera finds Mihailo Lescu to Takata. to Hayashi. Hayashi into the box. Square it. Isn't it? Salazar through to Yoshida. Yoshida. So fitting that Yoshida's getting these goals. Come on! And we're now going to face Al Hilal in the final of the Champions League. We've gone back to back to back. Guayamoto with the long throw. To Mihailescu to Radicevic. Oh, his 8th of the season is probably the most important goal he's scored for the club. 5 minutes. 4 minutes. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. That one goal was enough. Come on then! Champions League elite is in the bag. We've conquered Africa. I was confident. Well, I was never confident in the quarter semi and against these Saudi clubs, but we have managed to do it. 3 years on the trot, I think the Japanese have won the Champions League. We're a tenacious bunch, look. So this win puts me as the Hall of Fame leader for Asia. And there we have it. A fine win in the Champions League, back-to-back-to-back wins against Saudi opposition in the quarters, the semi and the final. And we take home the all-important Champions League, even though we could probably have won it the year before. I'd be jump ship. But we remained faithful to Gamba Osaka. I say we remained faithful. We played one more game after that and quit. We beat Iwara, I think it was 4-0 in the league. We were top of the league, and it was like, no, quit. And immediately jump in the job centre. And where do we go? This time we have moved continents, or at least we're about to. And we're going to join the North American A side in North America. Not sure who it might be. A little clue there. And we'll just see how we got on in North America. So, having quit Osaka and jumped on a plane to North America, we can see that Osaka have recently hired a new manager, the former Kobe manager, and we have 2 job interviews with Tigre and Monterrey. So, first things first, we've got to check out the first division in Mexico and see what the qualifying is all about. And we can see that one team qualifies from the one team qualifies to the second round of the North American Champions Cup, and 5 qualify into the first round. The winners of the first division opening stage and the first division closing stage final both get in, plus the teams defeated in the first division opening stage final and the closing stage finals. That's 4, and then it's fixed on league positions. So yeah, it's clear as mustard, all that. So if you've never managed in Mexico, it's quite easy in the end. You basically, the league is split into 2 windows. Your opening window where you play all the other teams once, and then the top 4 teams, I think it is, go into a playoff. The 2 that get to the final are both in the Champions League, and you repeat, rinse and repeat for the closing stage as well. And there we go, Monterrey. Following the interview, have suggested a few coaches that I can bring in and offer me almost 11 grand a week and a huge transfer budget. Tigres, very similar, a slightly bigger one, but we've always fancied the Monterrey job, so we try and get a few extra quid. And can we get up to 13? They're sticking hard and fast at 11. We're really pushing it here, and they accept at 12.25k. That was tight. That was risky, but we got there, and we become the Monterrey new manager. We have a large bank balance. We have a large transfer budget. We also score with a Bulgarian in our opening game. And then we went on a transfer blitz. We brought in Diaz, Alfaro. These are young players that can only get better. Carlo Gattini, a young Chilean goalkeeper, comes in. We bring in Valdez, a defensive midfielder, another young player. Elkin Ruiz, he's a more experienced left back, quite decent. And then the Canadian Nick Coker is a top striker. And with all that business, we are 7th with the bookies at 33 to 1. We're playing a 4-4-2 diamond formation. And we get away with a blinder. Figueiredo slams a great shot in there from a free kick. Absolutely stunning. Top bins. Keeper didn't even move. And it's 4-0 after 25 minutes. It's another battering from one of my sides. 25 gone, 5-0 up. And as you can see here, the transfer business keeps on going. We bring in Balde, our man that we brought in from the Saga. And then Cantu, another top striker. We follow that up with Park Young-Hyan, an attacking midfielder, and a young left back who can also play right back, and another centre back, another youngster, and another young striker as well, just to add into it, and he's got plenty of pace. So 2 games in, we are top of the league, and Figueiredo has gone. Our attacking right wing back went out the door. We then brought in the likes of Sydney and Vidal. We have upgraded this squad dramatically, and it shows. It's wins after wins after wins. We didn't do well in the Club World Championship, but that's because that was happening pretty much before I was able to buy anyone. Cantu scores. That's his 3rd goal of the season. We're 2-2 against Montreal. Sydney to Diaz and Park Young-Hyan. After 86 minutes, we're through the League's Cup. The winner qualifies for the North American Champions Cup. In the playoffs, the winner also qualifies there. The loser qualifies as well. In the 3rd round, or 3rd, 4th playoff, come on man, just click on it. You have to win the 3rd, 4th playoff spot to get into the NCAA. We are overpowering teams quite easily here. Nick Coker, Cantu. We've got plenty of very, very good players. And with that win, we finished 3rd in the League's Cup and get our entries into the all-important North American Champions Cup, NAC, or whatever it is. Pachua here. I think this is the opening stage final. We've come back against them. Diaz scores. Was it offside? No, it wasn't. Pachua, a very decent side. It's back and forth. It's gone to 3-3. Diaz with a goal from the penalty spot. With all this upgrade, you'd have thought our defence, etc., would be better, but we did struggle in this game against Pachua. Pachua are obviously one of them and Club America, the top teams in Mexico. But Brandon Cantu there puts us 4-3 up. Second leg. It didn't count, obviously. A 2-legged affair. It goes to penalties. We've missed it. Asensio and Pachua slot home the penalty. 4-4 on aggregate. But they win on penalties. We've lost the opening stage. We then strengthened. We brought in Taboda and went on a nice winning run. Juan Diaz with his 8th there. And we now face Toronto in the NACC 2nd round. There we go. I've got it right this time. North American Champions Cup, I think it's called. And Brandon Cantu puts us up. Monterey come back through Toronto. That was the second leg. They won that 2-0. But we were safely through. We then played the Colorado Rapids. Sydney opens the scoring. The Rapids, though, come back. And that penalty makes it 2-2 in the first leg. But Balde, what can he do? Into stoppage time, Balde scores, slots home 3-2 in the 96th minute. And then in the return leg, it is so one-sided, you wouldn't believe. Monterrey faced Chivas, 1-0 up in the second leg, into the final, and this all-conquering Christmas tree formation. Cruz Azul in the final then. They take the early lead after 5 minutes from the penalty spot. Tom Reed puts them ahead. But it's not long before half-time then Cantu gets the equaliser. It finishes 1-1. We're on to penalties. And Cruz Azul miss. Gattini with a fine save. Sacido, he's missed as well. So it's gone on. It's a 6 penalty each. It's 5-5. Soppy is saved by Gattini. We're on the cusp. We are on the cusp. Stepping forward is going to be Balde, our man from Japan. Well, he's actually from Africa, but we took him to Japan. And what does he do here? Does he score? Does he slot it? Where does he slot it? The tension is mounted, I think, over there. And I was completely wrong. He went straight down the middle. Keeper went one way. And we take the victory in the NACC. We are North American Champions Cup winners in our first season. Well, it's not even at the end of the first season. We weren't in the competition. We snuck in through the back door with the third place finish in the Leagues Cup. And here we are, lifting the trophy. What a transfer window. What a transformation of this side. Tigre must be really sick. And just to rub it in, Club America in the closing stages of the Mexican First Division, guaranteeing us NACC position. Well, we're already guaranteed. And there it is. We've won the First Division closing stage as well. We've qualified from losing the playoff final and winning this one. So we had 2 qualifications there. We've still got the Leagues Cup to go. So we could have got a 3rd qualification spot as well. I wonder if we could have put a reserve team in. The way we've been purchasing players and improving the squad, we could have done that. But there we have it. And so that's it. That's how we managed it. And it's time to quit. It's time to move on to our next continent. 3 down, 2 to go. We're heading to South America. Who are we going to get? Where are we going to go? And how quickly can we win the Champions League with them? We're on part 4, where we've just conquered our North American, the CONCACAF Champions League with Monterrey. And we're going to join this now with basically the season review. We're still at Monterrey, and it's time to look for a job. I've no idea where we might head. So yes, here's the season review, and we can see we had the 2 trophies, the CONCACAF and the closing stage. As we're still there, we were still doing transfers, trying to do the best for the club. We had to sell a couple of players, but we did bring in Juan Franco, the best young Mexican player. We then were offered various interviews. Athletic Mineral had a massive wage budget. They dropped it down and, didn't want me in the end. So we carried on doing business in Mexico. We spent the money. We were playing in the Leagues Cup, the all-important Leagues Cup. Various players went out and came in. The Red Bull job came up, and the Internacional. So we had 2 interviews, pretty much back to back. This is the Internacional one, where we get in there, we start with our traditional, well, they're all the same questions, aren't they? Everyone's done it. Anyone who's done Football Manager knows. And then the all-important bits and pieces at the end of the interview is they wanted to be competitive in the Copa Sudamerica and continue to qualify for the Copa Sudamerica. So not ideal, but we want to get higher expectations. And yeah, I should have nudged that. I'm going to exceed expectations, but no. There's no need to push it too much. And then we were given 14 million to spend, 433,000 budget, so a lot less than Athletic Mineral. But there we go. The press straight away suggested we were right up for the job. We weren't favourite for either of the two jobs we'd been interviewed for. But not being favourite doesn't mean you don't get the job. And as we click through here, you can see we're in the opening stage of the Mexican season. And then, here we go. The Red Bull offered us a contract, and International did as well. Of the two, we always favoured the International role. So this is having delayed the Red Bull one. We start negotiation with International. We push up to 10k and say, come on, you can pay us. They say no. We say, go on, you know you want to. And they did. So less money, but it's not about money this series. It was all about winning the Champions Leagues. And there we go. We accept that. And the all-important news comes in here as we are announced as the new manager of International, having left Monterrey. And as you can see there, all the achievements there is, yeah, sole charge. Okay. Lifted the closing stage of the Mexican First Division. Okay. Nothing about my history, nothing about all the Champions Leagues, all the other league titles, all the cups that we've won. But yeah, there we have it. We are now the International manager. And as you can see there, we're in decent form. 4 of the last 5 games we've won, so not a bad position to take over. In there, we've got a stacked trophy cabinet, including 2 Copa Libertadores and 50 Gaucho State Championships. So not too bad there. As you can see, our coach, Lucky Liguarthi, who was a player for us at Orlando Pirates, we offered him a job as a reserve team coach. He then came to Japan as a coach. He then joined us in Mexico as a coach. It only seems right that we try and bring him in to Brazil, does it not? Yeah, I'm still wittering away. I've spoken far too quick here. So, come on, man, just click next and see what we got. So this is the team. You can see that we've been blessed with a number of decent players. And we start our season with a rubbish goalkeeper and a 4-2-3-1, really. We are blessed with a number of young players. And having moved things around, we've got options to play several different positions. And there we see we are, as it stands, 9th in the league, up to 26 games. And our first game was against Vasco da Gama. And Jose Guilherme scores. Makes it 1-0 after 3 minutes. The Brazilian commentary was fantastic. We then go on to win that 3-1. We move up to 8 and have a really good run that pushes us right up to the table. And here we are against Santos, 1-0 up. Fabrizio doubles the lead, makes it 2-0. We finish the season in 4th place. Fantastic achievement, and we qualified for the Copa Libertadores, which was always our aim. And we've got a nice 450 budget and 14.3 million to spend. And as you can see, all our good players are wanted by European sides. So, not ideal. And Pavia, he's going to be my star boy. And as you can see, there are teams that are wanted by North Americans, but importantly, Rodrigo has signed that contract there. So it's on to the Copa Libertadores group stage draw. We have been seeded 3rd in the draw. Obviously not racking up enough points to get a higher seeding, so we need to change that. So the draw now goes on, and as you'll see, we are drawn in Group C against Alianza of Peru, Atlético Nacional of Colombia, ourselves, and a mysterious fourth team. With all this going on, we did make a couple of purchases, key ones here, Ahmed Mahmoud and Patrick. So having tied down Rodrigo to that amazing contract, there's no way a domestic club's going to get him, and it's a £40 million deal now for a foreign club to pick him up. We then went into the start of the season, which is the Gaucho State Championship. Now, over in Brazil, their season starts with state championships. It used to be highly prestigious. It's sort of been watered down since the 90s. And Internacional in the Gaucho, which is sort of a very southern area of Brazil, the Porto Alegre area, where there's basically 3 decent teams. Everything else is for third, fourth, fifth divisions. So it was sort of a cakewalk apart from playing the 2 bigger sides. And between the 3 of us, we win the Gaucho year in, year out. So, and let's see how we get on. Our financials are favourable, nice and stable there, and the Gaucho State Championship kicks off and we just keep winning. It is a nice friendly tournament to start the season. It enables our players just to get better and better. So we've flooded lots of youngsters. Pabiella gets better and better, and after 10 games we had qualified with 10 wins. In the actual league we are 9th, and Rodrigo and Fabrizio are our 2 key players. We start the Copa Libertadores away to Alianza, and we have a team that includes new signing Patrick and Mahmoud. Hausch is up front, and a youngster Teco is on the right wing. Gomes is another highly thought of player. He's on the bench today, and this 4-2-3-1 formation really sort of favoured our team, and we managed to open the scoring. A nice ball from Teco finds Mahmoud, and that sets us on the way to a nice, easy 3-0 win, where Teco plays it to Jan and Fabrizio makes it 3-0. We follow that up with a 4-2 win over Athletic Nacional. So after 2 games, we're top. Our balance is getting bigger and bigger, and we're just mixing up the Gaucho and the Copa Libertadores. We do drop all our bonuses right down to enable us to spend some more money. On to the Gaucho State Championship final, second leg. We already hold a 2-1 lead from the first, and Hausch puts us in front after 35 minutes. Fabrizio completes the scoring, 3-0 on the night, 5-1 on aggregate, and the Gaucho State Championship trophy is the first one we claim as Internacional. Manager, it's a fine start, and it was a fun start to the season, enabled us to rotate and have many youngsters in the teams. We then start the season against Fluminense, and Teco opens the scoring after 23 minutes. A fine strike. We double our lead as Gomes puts the ball in, and Mahmoud slots home in the 35th minute. A 2-0 win starts the season, and we then go on to Atletico Nacional in the Copa Libertadores, the final group game. Rodrigo opens the scoring. Atletico Nacional do actually equalise, but we do end up running through as winners after Raul Mina scores twice, including this stunning free kick. We top the group, 18 points, and we go into the draw. We then draw Caracas of Venezuela in the next round. The draw then continues. It is just crazy. It's back to back. We face either Estudiantes or Corinthians, and then we draw either Fluminense, Sao Paulo, Nacional, or Palmeiras in the semi-final. We now have an interesting situation, the first time ever I've seen it. Garcia gets injured, announces his retirement, but has a transfer to Tigre already lined up. We've tried to say, are you going to not retire? He doesn't change his mind, and he then does actually join Tigre and we get 495,000 for him. So very odd. In between all that, Pavia is subjected to a massive bid. We complete the signing of 7 players. Key ones here are Mario Rica, who is a Uruguayan striker, and Christian Tello, a 5'9" centre-back. More offers that hit the minimum release clause for Pavia. We've raked in a lot of money, so we do actually replace him with Lopez, who unfortunately had already played 11 times in the league, so made him league-tied. But not in the cups, and this is a cup game against Caracas, where Rodrigo puts us 1-0 up, 5-1 up on aggregate, and we just continue scoring. Lopez, our new centre-back, is allowed to play in cup competitions and scores his 2nd of the season and adds a 3rd from the penalty spot as we march past Caracas 5-0 in the 2nd leg and on to face Argentinian opposition in Estudiantes in the next round. Pavia does join Newcastle. It was a sad day at the club, but we keep looking up, and against Estudiantes, we do take a early second half lead through Mahmoud, his 16th of the season. What a key player he was. And Estudiantes do get a goal back here. It's a fine finish after some good work. Dispossession our player on the halfway line. The first leg finished 1-1. Second leg, Eloy gets an early goal. Lopez adds his 4th, doubles our advantage, and we finish up a fine 3-0 victors in this game. Beto crosses for Moreira for his 4th, 3-1. And unfortunately, after that game, we lost a couple of players, both to Saudi Arabia, both 5 days after the window closed. But we were top of the league, and into the cup final, in actual fact, against Gremio. We win that 3-1, 7-3 on aggregate, and claim our 2nd piece of silverware whilst in Brazil. So a fine start to the season. Gremio beaten yet again, and we lift our 2nd trophy. We've got the more important trophies to follow. Can we finish up top of the Brazilian National Championships? And more importantly, do we win in Copa Libertadores? Here late on against Sao Paulo in the league, we're facing them 3 times in 3 weeks, and it's not got a great start. As we're 2-0 down, that gets worse. It's 3-0. We do pull a goal back through Teco. The youngster gets a consolation goal, and we face them again in the Copa Libertadores. 3-1 up from the first leg. Sao Paulo get an early-ish goal, but that is the only goal, and we're through to the final, where we face Boca Juniors of Argentina. The league just gets better and better. We've won it at a canter, 99 points, well clear of Sao Paulo, and on to the final. It's a 4-2-3-1 against Boca, and Teco, with an early bit of work here, manages to get the ball to Eloy, and we take an early lead. 3rd minute of the game. Boca, though, aren't done and manage to get a nice equaliser here, pull it back, 1-1, and in the dying seconds, we rob the ball. Mina to Leandro. Leandro picks out Teco here, who slams home a 92nd minute of a 93rd minute game to win the Copa Libertadores, and more importantly, complete our 4th Champions League win. We now have the option, well, we now are going to go to Europe, but before that, we're going to enjoy this 4th Champions League Cup lift as the boys of Brazil. We fell on our feet. We had a great team. We sold some players, but we managed to replace them. So it was all good. We then look for available jobs. The most key one there that jumps out straight away is the Arsenal job. So makes sense to have a look at that. We see the advert and it's a massive wage bill. We apply for the job. Europe we are heading. There were a couple of other German jobs available, both not the bigger teams. It was Cologne and Hamburg, both offering very similar. It was, do we go for them? Don't we go for them? On to the season review, and we've won the National Cup, the National League, and the Copa Libertadores. The Gaucho State doesn't show up there. That was all fantastic, but we did lose Pavia. What a player. And that was South America. It was short, it was sweet, it was trophy laden, and all the players that you lose, you're on the other side of that coin when you're buying those minimum release players from South America. That part was quite tough, losing certain players, but we did manage to replace them. We did go on to have a superstar team that just won and won and won. So that is South America. On to part 5, Europe. Where we're going to go. We have won in Africa. We have won in Asia. We have won in North America. We've just won with International in South America. It's on to Europe. Where are we going to end up? Where are we going to become the best club in the world? Time will tell. Looks like it's a no-go for the Arsenal job then. Right, hot off the press, we have a interview. Atletico Madrid. I can't remember the last time I managed in Spain, so we're on the best run of the season. Why are you employing a manager then? I'm not happy that you felt necessary to ask that. I know I can get the job done. Would you be comfortable working Andrea Bert? Damn right I would. Rightio, ladies and gents, it looks like Atletico Madrid asking us to choose, and where is he? My boy. Where are you, Lucky? Lucky. Where are you, Lucky? Don't tell me you don't want to come this time, Lucky. No, Lucky. Where are you, Lucky? You've been with me on this adventure. Don't tell me you're enjoying. Where's the coaches in this stupid list? Lucky always wants to come. Is he still at the club? Did he join me? Where is he? Lucky. What's happened to Lucky? Say what? I thought we brought him with us. Oh no. The board want to discuss. How much are they offering? 52 grand a week. Whoa. Right. Anyone else before we dive in? General, their best players, and Suari, a Saudi. $31,000 versus the Amex at 31,000. I'm guessing these ones. Let's apply for that. We'll delay that one. And we'll refuse to attend that. So the news is in. We've got an interview with Wolves. Okay, Wolves are back in and they're offering us 28.5 grand a week. It's not the 52 that Atletico have. But no club job applications. Right, let's start. Let's see if we can get it up to about 35. 32.5. Next, we're just about to come up to the January transfer window, and we are back home for the first time in my career, having left the country, whatever it was, 12 years ago, to go to Cameroon. We have now arrived in Birmingham, well, in Wolverhampton, in actual fact, isn't it? Right. They're projected to fail the UEFA Champions League, so that doesn't look good. So we'll see what happens there. What have they done? Currently, the board projected to make a loss of 57.46 million. That's terrible. Here goes. This is the team then for our debut at Wolves. It's Czech Talik. We'll get rid of half the squad or more. That will free up a load of Kobe Manu who's still around. Following that defeat, we've dropped to 10th after 21 games. Got rid of a few players, so Mosquera and Torre both joined Hull. Santiago Simon has gone to Cadiz. Amin Vatuchiren has gone to Roma for 36.5 million. Shay Charles is out on loan. Jashwari has gone to Qatar, is it? No, it is Saudi. Michael Cam, the backup goalkeeper, has gone to Man United. Andre's gone to Gremio. Brandon Cantu has gone to Galatasaray. Fans weren't pleased about that. And Wilson Odobert has joined Benfica. So what all that means is we are currently spending 1.8 million, so we're well down there. Our transfer budget's gone up to 52 million. Our overall balance is 34, but we are still failing FFP. So we need to sort of save another, 1.5 million, and we'll be... the transfer window has been and gone, and we were busy. So, obviously, Thierry Henry, the big Brazilian striker, as soon as I saw him in Brazil, I thought, oh, he looks nice. And, we took him. Was it 23 million? 23.5 million. So he's come in. He's not done too badly. Then, we've signed a centre-back, Fabian Riviero from Everton, for 28 million. He's got 18 jump in reach, 12 head in, and he's 6'7". So perhaps we'll do a tour out there just to raise our profile. Then everything changed when Moises Flores came up on the scout report. He's a bit good. As soon as I saw that, my director of football, right at the last second, said, here we go, I'll bid for this guy. An Argentinian. Chiavardi, or whatever his name is. Chiavi. It has sort of turned the ship around. So, as we came in, our first game was Man United. We lost that, lost to Chelsea, lost to Fulham. Things weren't looking too rosy, but we've turned it around with draws at Palace and Villa. And then, with all the new boys filtering into the side, as you can see, it was sort of a make-up side there. The first game. So today's team is Tarlingo with Luca Ferres at right back, Rivero and at a week. That was disgusting. 6'7" centre back to jump up and miss the target completely. Unfortunately. Right, so the positive news so far then is we have 2 games left in this season. We are perhaps a win away from qualifying. Is all this red at the bottom. The club is projected to fail the English Premier League FFP. The club is projected to fail the European Champions League FFP. And if we actually click on FFP, we can see we're allowed to lose 15 million. We're currently losing 91. Projected for the period 24. And it's even worse on the European one. Today's starting lineup then is Tarlingo, Ferres, Rivero, Miapiu and First go to the 97-year-old Kulishevsky, playing his 6,000th game for Tottenham. He gets towards the byline. He crosses. Far post. Omar Hossawi gets his head on it. And finally, Neves has been beaten. Oh, we've turned it around. I'll give him some more praise. And where did we finish in the league? We finished 5th, 5 points clear of 6th. So that's some good news. What do we say? I don't care, 2 weeks, that's one. We've qualified for the Europa League. We'll give Mr. Avandrew some praise. Wolves enjoying life. Lovely jubbly. Leeds get relegated. We get 30 million. We pay out 3.3. That isn't the end of the world. Finances. Oh, we're not going to get a 5-point deduction. Yes. How about that? Right, summary. We are only 66.82 million. Hello, hello, hello. Something has changed. Look, FFP has suddenly turned green. We are looking like a £20 million profit. How have we managed that? A lovely sponsorship deal has just come in. We've signed a 1-year European partnership with a telecommunications company. Let's hope the deal is worth 73 million. Wow. Well, what do you know? We've got some Champions League news. We have qualified. Okay, we've started the transfer window with 3 signings. We've spent our budget straight away. So the big money went on Ryan Kennedy. He is a Northern Irish international centre-back. 3-star. Could be a 4-star player. He's going to be right up there with the other guys. £42 million. There's a release clause. It was madness not to. We followed that up with Stefan, a wonder kid. He's 18. So he's going to come in, and more importantly, it's already started that he's getting his eligibility to be able to be a homegrown at club. And then the final player that we signed, this young Egyptian, it was sort of a no-brainer, 145,000. Somebody this good should not be available, and he can take free kicks. So I just now need to work out a formation that I can get both him and Flores in the team. So we followed that with some more business, and that included the purchase of former Monterrey player Park Young-Hyan. Vision is poor. We have made a number of signings. We are back with a failing on the FFP for the Champions League for next season, so to watch out for. I've tried to balance the books a bit with getting Omari, whatever his name is, dropped him into the under 21s, I think it is now. Omari Kellerman. We've had a couple of bids in for him, and as you can see, we've spent some money. So first off, we'll finish completing the outs club, and then my star bit of business. We have signed my former player, Pavia, who went to Newcastle for 21.5 million. We've now signed him for 100 million. So it's heavily loaded on the back end. We just didn't have the money to put more as a down payment. But I know what he's like. He's capable. He's had a season in the Prem as well. So average 7. He can, I suspect, speak good English. So all good there. And I'm on his favourite personnel list. So it can only be a good thing. He's now got 4 caps for Brazil, and he is superb. So our new formation is a 4-2-3-1 with the 3 attacking midfielders in behind the striker. So we have Tarling goal. Got eye patches. And there's the first. Federico Danaman scores on his debut. Hossawi now with the long throw. Finds Thierry Henry. Back to Hossawi. Revere. Oh my gosh, that's a centre-back. That is... Danaman wins the ball back. Barros, first time ball to Aziz. Who's brought down that penalty? Oh no, we'll take it. Park. Aziz is collapsed in the heat. Our Champions League group, as well, fixtures have been announced, and we also did a bit more business, including the signing of Rahul. So the squad strengthened. Other than that, we have been doing all right. No complaints anywhere there. The squad is looking quite decent, and when I signed him, I knew he's a superstar. Look at him now. Look at him. What do the reports say? He's a leading Premier Division. How can he only be leading? He should be world class, surely. So Stefan with the throw. A longish one towards Maitland. Picked up by Park. Park centres. Aziz. Open goal. Tap in. Thank you very much. So our good start continues. A couple of blips against Chelsea and AC Milan. And we currently sit 14th in the Champions League. All the byline. He crosses deep. Thierry Henry is there for his 4th of the season. Another headed goal. The results keep stacking up with the exception of Newcastle and Crystal Palace. In situations like this would have been where we needed him, but Daya converts, one of the best players in the game, and he scores here. Florian Wirtz scores again from a debatable penalty. Following that defeat, we sat in 11th, but a win against Juventus meant we qualified. Galatasaray, this is the draw we wanted. Man City get them. We get Ajax. That was the other team I picked out right at the start. So we've got back for the return leg. It's Tarling goal. Eugen, Daya, Pavia and Hoogland make up the back four. Luis and Danaman sit in front. Rahul at the park. Has Daya got another one? He has. Ooh. Back to McLeod, who crosses. Flores! Oh, what a stunning. That leaves us against Man City. Barcelona versus Bayern Pamplona. Chelsea, Man United. So it's basically put the 4 English teams remaining in the Cup together. Another blip against Arsenal, but we did manage to beat Newcastle in the FA Cup. So our quarterfinal against Man City, the team's been selected, and it is Tarling goal. Stefan Daya, Pavia and Hoogland make up the back. Lewis Skelly, through to Garcia, Flores finds Park. Park shoots and scores his 15th of the season. That really was a goal. Stefan Daya, Pavia and Stefan into Rahul. We up well. It's centred, go where, become Premier League champion or Premier Division champions, as it says there. It's not the trophy I want. It's not the trophy I need. But this is some side that we are building. Here's our team then. It's Tarling goal, Stefan Daya, Pavia and Hoogland making up the back. Danaman out wide to Stefan. Stefan to Park. Park shoots and nestled into the far corner. His 16th of the season. All over the top from Aziz. Maitland, can he? He can. Okay, here we are then. This is the Champions League final against Bayern. Our team is Tal, Stefan Daya, Pavia, Hoogland, Louis. He finds Pavia. Oh my. Oh. Pavia, what can he do? Who can he find? He finds Luis. He finds a through ball to the Park. Maitland, Aziz, back to Park. Park shoots. He gets the equaliser. He seems to score goals. Daya! What a stunning header. Can we hold on now? 4 minutes. Last minute. Yes! I'm leading them on to the trophy presentation. Bits and pieces, whatever you want to call it. There's the skipper. He's grabbed the trophy. They've raised the trophy. We're going to dance. There we go. I don't know what to say now. And with that, we have conquered the world. That's 5 Champions Leagues in 5 different continents with lots of different clubs. So, sorry, I don't own a Wolves shirt. This is the closest I've got to a Wolves shirt, colour-wise anyway. So we finished at Wolves. We won the Champions League with Wolves. Prior to that, we'd been in Brazil. We'd won with Internacional. We spent a year in Mexico with Monterrey. That was sort of very fun, but so overpowering. We had so much money. We bought so many decent players. We were just too good. We repeated that in Japan with Gamba Osaka. They had a huge budget. They allowed me to spend it. I spent it. We bought the best of the best. We just kept on bringing in and raiding other Japanese teams to get the best of the best. So we were just so dominant there. Prior to that, our first Champions League win was in Africa with the Orlando Pirates. We did win in Cameroon prior to that to get our first, in our very first season, we won the league and therefore got Champions League entrance, but we blew it. We moved on. The one club I haven't mentioned there is the Black Leopards. They were a South African National League side. We got them promoted into the top division, but it was going to be too much of a trudge to carry on with them. So as soon as the Orlando Pirates job became available, we jumped there. But where did I have the most fun? Maybe Avion in Cameroon. It's such a mad league. You kick into the league season, you play a few games, you have a month off, play a few more games, and then it's all done and dusted by the first half of the season. Then you go into a Cameroonian Cup. Fun. Madness. South Africa was okay. The Orlando Pirates became very dominant because we had a big pile of cash. We managed to buy a load of the best players. We just kept hoovering them up. I mean, when you rob one of your closest rivals of a 50-goal top goal scorer, he scored 50 for us, not for them. It did mean life was very easy there. Gamba Osaka was just so easy with that big pot of cash, buying up all those players. But the real challenge probably was with Wolves. It was tough going at times. We didn't have the money. We weren't competing. It took us a little while to establish ourselves, but we did. And I managed to bring my boy home. What a player Pavia is. And so pleased that I was able to manage him twice. And there we have it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this series. I certainly had some great fun playing it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, and until the next time, ta-da!